So I chose two problems that we looked at yesterday and said that they would use division to solve. I decided to only do division because we've been doing some multiplication problems with decimals together when we were solving those problems that we did earlier this week, especially the one with the Trolls movie trip. So I thought we should practice some with division with decimals. So here's one of the problems that we looked at yesterday. A rope was 14 and 3/5 inches long. Megan cut the rope into 7 pieces of equal length. What was the length of each piece of rope in inches? So just in case you don't understand why this is division, let's talk about this for just a second. Here's Megan's piece of rope. We know that the whole rope is 14 and 3/5 inches long. And what is she doing to this rope? She's cutting it into pieces. So every time she takes her scissors and she cuts off some of this rope. And once she has it all cut up, we want to know what's the length of just one of these pieces. So does our length need to be more than 14 and 3/5 inches long, or will it be less than 14 and 3/5 inches long? Well, we know it will be less because we just want one of these pieces. So let's see how we would solve that. 14 and 3/5 divided by 7. Now we're going to remember that when we're dividing with decimals, we ignore the decimal point for now and we wait until we're finished solving it to put the decimal in the right place. I can look at this problem and I can say 7 will not go into 1, but it will go into 14. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. I subtract. I have 0 and I bring down my 3. Now, here's where a lot of us make mistakes. A lot of us like to say, oh, well, 7 won't go into 3, so I just bring down the 5. We have to say how many times 7 goes into 3. 7 goes into 3 0 times. 7 times 0 is 0. We subtract, and then we can bring down our 5. We can't bring down 2 digits at once without putting something in our quotient. So now we can say 7 goes into 35 5 times, and we have a remainder of 0. Now here's where I need to make sure I put my decimal in the right place. I would like to think for just a second about some estimation with this. This rope is approximately 14 inches long. And if I divided up a rope that was about 14 inches long into 7 pieces, 14 divided by 7 is 2. So I know that my answer should be somewhere very close to 2. That will help me know where to put my decimal. So thinking about that, my decimal should go right here between the 2 and the 0. That also matches up with what we know about dividing with decimals. When there's a whole number for the divisor, I bring my decimal straight up. So that would make sense for the answer to be 2 5/5 inches long for each of the small pieces of rope. We're going to do one more together and see how we do with a 2-digit divisor. Miss Sykes paid a total of $95.40 for a magazine subscription. She paid the same amount each month. What did Miss Sykes pay each month? So we can think about this the same way we think about the rope. We have a total of $95.40, and we're breaking that up into equal amounts over 12 months. So if it was a rope, it would look like this long rope that the whole thing was $95.40. And then we broke it into 12 little parts. And I don't know if this is going to be even close to 12, but you get the idea of what I mean. And we just want to know what one part is. So we're dividing $95.40 divided by 12, dividing the total by 12 months to find out what 1 month equals. Now, if you don't know your 12s, we need to use some logic. 10 times 9 would be 90, so 12 times 9 would be too much because this is just 95. 10 times 8 would be 80. That might be a good place to start. if we don't know 12 times 8, we can always solve it. It's 96. I need something less than or equal to 95, so I can't use 8. So I must need to use 7. 12 times 7, if I don't know it, I can just solve it, is 84. And that works because it's less than 95, and I can't get any closer than that. So we're going to put our 7 here, subtract 84, 11, and bring down my 4. I already know, because I just solved it, that 12 times 8 is 96. That's probably not close enough. I should probably check 12 times 9 and see if I can get closer to 114 than 96. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 108 is close to 114 without going over. So I know this will be a 9. I can subtract. 14 minus 8 is 6. I bring down my 0, and I have 60 divided by 12. I already know that 12 times 5 is 60. So I know that my quotient is finished except for the decimal point. Now, let's think logically for a second. $95, if I think about compatible numbers or friendly numbers, is really close to $96. And look what I know right here. 12 times 8 is 96. So I know that my answer should be somewhere close to 8. And look, $7.95 would make perfect sense for my answer, and it matches up with where I bring my decimal if I bring it straight up. So Mrs. Sykes pays $7.95 per month